Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 48. That's what he keeps under his mattress. Recorded on April 25th, 2022. Tonight, Ryan is finally back with us. We talk about phones being for your convenience, carbon neutral racing, and Elon Musk buying Twitter. Stick around, it's a good show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
That's right, folks. We got him back finally. So hopefully he's feeling
Not
well
sick
enough.
anymore.
Yeah, hopefully he's feeling well enough to stick it out through the whole show. But anyhow, so it's been a couple of weeks, but
It has.
let's just get right into it because we got a few topics on here tonight, and at least a couple of them may end up going a little long. So
Which one are we covering first?
first up, we're going to talk about cell phones and the problem there is with cell phones.
Okay.
So earlier this week, we were going out to dinner, and we got rerouted on the main road that goes from our house down towards down to the highway. It's a state route, but we got rerouted, and come to find out, what happened was a very serious accident. And basically what's come out of it is that a baby ended up dying in the accident because the mother lost control of the car and it flipped or something along those lines. But the reason I'm bringing this up is that it's a tragedy that probably could have been avoided. Now, I say it probably could have been avoided because apparently this mother, while driving, was talking on her cell phone.
Oh boy.
And
Here we go.
apparently not with a hands-free
that
device.
was illegal.
Yeah. So you know, one of the things that used to bug my mother with my father was, the phone was sitting right next to him on the table. And it would ring, and he'd look over at it, look at the caller ID, and then just turn and continue to watch television most of the time. And the reason it would bother her is because, and it bothers a lot of people, a ringing phone to them means you have to answer it. And he always had...
And you don't.
Yeah. He always had this saying is, the phone is there for my convenience. It's not convenient for me to pick it up and answer it. And my mother would say, but it's right next to you. It's not like you've got to get up and go get it. And he'd say, but it's not convenient for me to answer it. I don't want to talk to that person. I'm watching television. I'm going to continue to watch television, making it so that
Knowing him,
it's
it was
not
probably
convenient.
golf.
Well, yeah, it could be anything. As long
Some
as
weird reason.
As long as he didn't want to talk to the person, it wasn't convenient for him. But now with cell phones, first and foremost, companies expect that you are available 24/7 now. It's no longer a situation of, if I'm not in the office and I'm not supposed to be in the office, so sorry. No, it's, I have your cell phone and I'm going to call you at any point in time that I want to. And
that's stupid.
And the other thing is, if you say, well, you know what? No, you can't call me because it's my cell phone. They say, not a problem. We'll get you a cell phone. So now you're stuck. And it's why so many people are burning out. It's because, these executives, and I've talked about executives and the problems there are there, but
They get paid too much.
Well, yeah, they get paid too much, but more than that, they end up
to do nothing.
They end up with the attitude of, well, we got to have this work-life balance, but only for me. They spend their entire day out on the golf course playing, working deals, and then they expect people to do all of the work.
Mm-hmm.
and they expect them to be there whenever they make that call to say, "Hey, I want this done."
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just ridiculous how everybody feels the need to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and how they
Mm-hmm.
feel the need that as soon as that phone rings, they have to pick it up and they have to look at it. You know, your mother is a great example. If she gets a notification, she can't just leave the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, she isn't getting phone calls. She's getting like messages or,
Yep.
notifications that somebody
Same
posted
here.
something on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
She has to pick it up and look at it. Where with me, I purposely leave my phone on silence all the time. I don't care.
So do I.
If somebody wants to talk to me that badly, they're going to leave a message.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't leave a message, they didn't want to talk to me.
Oh well.
It's there for my convenience. And when it comes
Exactly.
to when
And
it
it's
comes
not
to
convenient for me to look.
yeah, but when it comes to the situation like this, when you're in the car, you're driving, your focus needs to be driving.
On the road.
Yeah, especially when you start considering the fact that your actions can cause others to die. You know,
Exactly.
my cousin my cousin was killed a few years ago
Mm-hmm.
because somebody was texting while driving and crossed the median, crossed the center line. It
Mm-hmm.
was a head-on collision.
Mm-hmm.
She from the time of the accident, she never gained consciousness. And it's all because
Oh.
this lady was texting while she was driving. There is
Moron.
nothing that is that important. It can wait. I mean, you see these signs all over New
Exactly.
York State, all the highways. They say text, they call them a text stop now instead of a parking area. The text stop in
Yep.
this many miles. It can wait. It can wait.
It can wait.
And it
That's exactly
needs
the
to.
point.
It needs to. There were
Mm-hmm.
there was thoughts before of car manufacturers considering actually setting it up so that your car is almost a Faraday cage, which basically means that no signals get in or out, which means your
That would be
phone would not
perfect.
work. It would, but it wouldn't, because now
Yeah.
you look at it,
Yeah. Fair point.
and how
The
many
passengers,
cars?
it would be a little
Well, yeah,
inconvenient.
yeah, that's what it was, and that's why it never happened. But
Mm-hmm.
think about this though, cars now have Wi-Fi. It's like, well, what the
Basically, the
hell?
exact opposite of that proposal.
Yeah, so it's like what, and
Kind of
like
makes it worse.
touch screens.
Oh
I mean,
God.
this is what kills me. It's completely and totally illegal. I know it's at least completely and totally illegal in California to
Mm-hmm.
have your phone mounted on the dash
Mm-hmm.
or, some other fixed way, whether it's a suction cup on the window or whatever, holding your
Yep.
phone. It's illegal for you to touch that phone.
Ah.
However, how many cars now have touch screens for everything?
Too freaking many.
Every single car that's come out in the last 3 or 4 years. You
Mm-hmm.
know? I mean, you look at Tesla, it's got like an 18-inch screen in the center console.
Mm-hmm.
It's a touch screen for everything. You can't change the temperature without a touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem with that.
Some cars you have to like learn some sort of like gestures to change the temperature and crap like that.
Yeah. And here's
Those
the
are the worst
problem.
kinds of cars.
Here's the problem. Any kind of touchscreen interface, you can't reach over there and feel the knob that you're turning to know that, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is for the temperature. This is for the radio. You can't do that on a touchscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it's a flat piece of glass. Eh.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, come on. That's completely legal though because it's built into the car.
Yeah.
And but
That's the worst part about cars. They're you need an IT guy to fix them.
yeah, and that's sort of by design. I mean, they want you to get all of your maintenance done at their facility,
Mm-hmm.
and you get some
And that's stupid.
manufacturers. It hasn't happened with cars, but with John Deere, it was
Mm-hmm.
actually illegal for a very long time. It was illegal for a farmer to work on their John Deere tractor. They had to have it serviced by a certified John Deere technician. They pay
Huh.
$500,000 for this tractor, and they can't even change the oil themselves.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's something that they fought. John Deere fought
Mm-hmm.
very, very hard to remove that or to keep that legislation,
Mm-hmm.
and they eventually lost. But
Good.
it took a lot of people, a lot of work to get it so that they lost, and it's not right. But at any rate, back to our topic. The phone is
Sidetrack.
there.
What a tradition.
The phone is there for your convenience. It's not there for you to put other people's lives at risk. And yeah, sure,
Exactly.
maybe you feel that you can text and drive safely. However,
Spoiler alert, you can't.
no, you can't, because no matter what people say, they can constantly say, "Oh, I'm multitasking." You're human. You can't multitask.
Exactly.
You have
Multitasking is an
one
illusion.
brain. You have one brain. To multitask, you have to have
Just one.
two.
Hmm.
There's nobody who's got two.
Nobody.
But at any rate, you can only focus on one task at a time. And it's something that I've repeated over and over again at work, because you hear all these people, "Oh, well, I'm multitasking through this meeting." No, you're not
No, you're
multitasking.
not.
You're only paying attention to one thing.
Hmm.
And that's what I say when somebody, when I'm doing some other work besides listening to the meeting, because it really hasn't got much to do with me, and then suddenly they call my name. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not, oh,
I'm
I was
sorry, I was focused on
multitasking.
something else.
I'm sorry. This conversation wasn't really involving me, and now you need me, so you're going to have to tell me what you said.
Hang on, what did I miss?
But when you're in a situation like that, it's not a big deal, because nobody's going to get hurt,
Hmm.
you know? But in a situation where you're driving and you're deciding that you're going to text at
That
that
could
same
get
time,
people hurt.
that can not only, you might
It
say,
could
"Oh, well,
kill
what's
people.
the worst that happens? I get in an accident." Well, yeah, you get in an
Yeah, the worst
accident,
that happens is
and
that you and others die.
right. The worst case scenario is you die. The not
You
quite so
die and
bad,
other people die.
yeah, the not quite so bad situation is what happened here in this instance, where she lived, but the baby died.
Hmm.
And by baby, if I recall correctly, it was under a year old or something like that. And
Oh, that's not good.
no, so when I heard about it, heard what it was, and that she was
Hmm.
talking on the phone without a hands-free device, I said, and there was rumors that both the baby and the mother were seriously injured and possibly might not make it. But then it came out later that the mother wasn't really injured, but the baby died. And the mother wasn't really injured, but the baby was in serious condition. And I
Hmm.
said, well,
Hmm.
I kind of hope that she survives, just so that she has to deal with that guilt the rest of her life.
Yeah.
But the worst part is, 10 years from now, I could almost put money on it that this lady's going to be doing the same thing.
Hmm.
Just about
Exactly.
just about every car now has Bluetooth, so you can put your phone someplace where you can't touch it, and you
Hmm.
can use the Bluetooth. Most cars have either, they have the ability to work with either Apple's CarPlay or Google's Android Auto. They can
Hmm.
work with one or both. Some of them you don't even need that. All you have to do is through Bluetooth share your connections. And then you can
Hmm.
use your voice to dial. You can use your voice to send a message. Not always the greatest. I mean, sending a message,
Hmm.
I tend to avoid doing that, because you still have to pay a little bit of attention. But
Yeah.
making a phone call, as long as my hands are free to control the vehicle, you know, eh, and I'm
Mhm.
not, if I'm not, I don't do it when I'm in a situation where there's a lot of traffic or where I
Yeah.
feel that I really need to pay attention because I don't know exactly where I'm going or anything like that.
Perhaps
But
conditions too.
yeah, but if I'm just on the highway, I'm driving on the highway, all I have to do is pay attention and make sure that somebody's not going to run into me,
Mhm.
and I'm good.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't know. All right. So don't use your phone while you're driving, folks.
Ever.
Either that or, at least hands free. And by the way, one hand on the wheel, the phone in your hand, holding it out like this using speakerphone is not hands free.
No, it's not. Not even close.
The reason they want you to do hands free is because you need both hands on the wheel when you
Mhm.
get in an emergency situation so that you can control the vehicle.
Mhm.
That's all there is to it. You can't do that while you've got one hand holding onto your phone because you're too cheap to use, to buy a Bluetooth headset, or you're too dense to
Mhm.
use the Bluetooth that's built into the car.
Anyway,
Anyway, so,
but what do I know?
yeah. So, topic number 2.
Transition. Yay.
Yeah. So, this one, I caught it on yesterday's race. I was sitting there watching it with your mother,
Mhm.
and she actually wasn't there when it came up, but
Mhm.
yeah, they started talking about maybe it was a commercial or something like that. But they started talking
Mhm.
about how Brad Keselowski's car is carbon neutral.
Huh. I heard about that.
And all I could think was, how the hell can it be carbon neutral? It burns fuel. I
Yeah,
don't
I don't
care
get
that
that
it's
either.
I don't care that it's 100% ethanol. That doesn't matter to me. It's still
Which, by the
burning
way, it's
fuel.
not 100% ethanol. It's only 15%. And it's been like that for about a decade now.
I thought they had switched to be 100% ethanol.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 15%
Yeah.
still.
At any rate, it's
Mhm.
still an internal combustion engine, which
Mhm.
means it's not carbon neutral.
Mhm.
I don't care what they say. It's not carbon neutral.
It's
And
not.
on top of that, the fact that they blow through so many tires in a single evening is not
Mhm.
carbon neutral.
Not even close.
So, what the hell is
And with
with that?
these new tires not having inner liners, you're gonna go through a lot of tires.
Yeah, I mean, I
Seriously,
don't
like
get it.
eh, in Las Vegas, like a month or so ago, like every other caution was a tire falling off.
Yeah. Yes, I don't get where NASCAR is going with pushing this, or maybe it's just Kozlowski's team. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the team.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. You can't be carbon
I
neutral
think
when
they're
you're
just
doing
trying to
an
get
internal
brownie points,
combustion engine.
really,
Well, yeah,
just because they're green,
yeah,
supposedly green.
they're not green. There's nothing
Exactly.
green. There's nothing green about racing. Sorry. Hate to burst
Mm-hmm.
everybody's bubble. I don't even care if you're talking about the e-racing that your brother used to watch. There's nothing green
Mm-hmm.
about it. It's completely wasteful. All it is entertainment. There's very little,
Mm-hmm.
there's very little good that comes out of it. I mean, yes, they use that to test safety improvements, but there's limits to how much these safety improvements are going to make it to a stock car, make it to a
Mm-hmm.
car that you and I can buy. There's limits, but
A car that you can buy.
Yeah, well,
There isn't a car cheap enough that I can buy.
sooner or later.
I doubt it.
Yeah, someday.
Knowing how little work experience I have, there's no such thing as well-paying job
Yeah,
for
someday.
me.
Someday.
Yeah,
But,
when I'm 50, when I'm your age.
yeah, whatever. You'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So enough about NASCAR and the stupid statements they make.
Uh, Again, I think it's more the team than NASCAR itself.
Yeah, I mean it's possible, but NASCAR has also claimed that they're completely green for the last like 5 years or so.
I haven't heard them say they're completely green. I have
Yeah.
heard them saying that they're like green they're going green, as in they're putting a whole crap load of solar panels behind the backstretch
Yeah.
of whatever track.
Well, I don't know. So anyhow, folks, we have a rarity with our third
Mm-hmm.
topic, a very rare thing. Ryan has actually added something.
Yeah, because you didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted to or not, but so go ahead.
I really
Introduce your
felt like we
topic.
needed to cover this. Elon Musk bought Twitter.
Yes, he's planning on buying Twitter. And
Oh, the
everybody's
deal's done. He's buying it.
well, there's still you have to keep in mind the board can say, "Oh yeah, we're going to go with that." But
Yep,
shareholders can band together and say, "No."
they can,
So it's not a
but
done deal.
as of now, it's looking like he's gonna get his hands on Twitter
Yeah,
for
and
a grand total of 44 billion.
yeah. Yeah. And that's the
You wanna know what else you could get with that amount of money? Tickets to the F1 race in Miami. One seat in the grandstands. Just one.
yeah.
That's the issue with F1. So damn expensive.
But, my issue
Anyway.
is he's spending this money to buy something.
Mm-hmm.
And really the reason he's doing it is I mean there's been speculation on some tech podcasts. The reason he
Mm-hmm.
wants to do it is because yeah, he's a little childish. He wants to
He
be
wants
the
to make it a free
yeah.
place
It's not
and get
even
rid of all
that.
the censorship.
It's not even that. He tweets a lot, yet he doesn't have the
He
most
does.
followers, and he doesn't tweet the
Mm-hmm.
most. And there's speculation that he's doing this because he wants to make it so that he's the number one tweeter and, the most followed person. It's like, come on. But, my problem with it is that's $43 billion or 44 billion, whatever.
44.
That's that much money that could be put into something good rather than doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Exactly.
seriously, he could be making such a huge difference.
He could do something green with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Something.
he could make a huge difference to all of these veterans that are homeless in the United
Mm-hmm.
States. I mean, part of the other problem is, he's so wealthy and everything, and you know, his fair share of taxes, according to anybody who's really wealthy, means they pay the same dollar figure that somebody who makes a whole lot less. So, you
Mm-hmm.
look at Elon Musk, he's the wealthiest man in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His goal is to pay only the same amount of taxes as I pay because,
Mm-hmm.
that would be his fair share. It's not
Mm-hmm.
based on percentage of they don't look at it as percentage of
Mm-hmm.
income.
Mm-hmm.
Because the amount of money that I pay in taxes is it's like pocket change to him. I
Yeah, it
mean,
is.
it's
That's
not even
literally what it
pocket
is to him.
change. It's not even pocket change. He'd just shake his couch and get that kind of money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the problem.
That's basically what he keeps under his mattress.
Yeah, that's the problem with these overly wealthy people. They just keep doing things like buying up these companies. And that goes for Jeff Bezos too. Yeah, yeah, oh, I bought the Washington Post because, well, what else am I going to do? Why do you need that much money? Here's a really good concept. You know, if you don't want to go and do something good with your money, how about cutting your costs? Meaning
Mm-hmm.
Tesla, they're making all this money. How about just reducing the cost of your vehicles? Or
No, no.
perhaps pay people what they're worth.
Nah,
No.
can't do that.
But instead of doing that, no, I'm going to get
These
myself
people,
wealthy and rich, and
these
I'm going to
guys
be
are too
richer and
greedy for
richer,
it.
and yeah. And what's the point of it other than to say, I'm the richest man in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a little clue for you, people. Look at how long it took for you
For
people to
someone
actually
to get
get.
past Bill Gates.
Yeah, look at how long it took. And the worst part is, he's been
20
retired
something
for 30
years.
years. And all he does is
Mm-hmm.
give money away. You know? And he's still like the third or fourth richest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's giving away billions of dollars each year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These overly wealthy people, they need to start thinking about, what's the impact instead of
Mm-hmm.
making it so you're the wealthiest person in the world being your legacy. Why don't you make it so that your legacy is about, maybe giving money away and helping people?
Nah.
Never happened, but
It'll never happen.
yeah.
Unless you're Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely then you're in the process of doing it.
Yeah, the problem is he waited so long to do it that, and
Mm.
and the way that he got to be as wealthy as he is really questionable. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's no doubt about that. It's very questionable.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of, Microsoft did a lot of questionable marketing
Yeah.
that was very close to lies,
Hmm.
you know, but doesn't matter at this point. Nobody ever looked into it, so
Yep.
I don't know.
But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That should be the slogan of the show.
Yeah, it's coming pretty close to that, isn't it?
We're getting there. A few more episodes, we'll be there.
Yeah. Speaking of a few more episodes, folks, if any of you have a highlight from this past year, because we're coming up close to the 1 year anniversary. If anybody has some highlights you want us to talk about or throw up there, drop us a line, because I'm trying to come up with something good, something special for our 1 year show, and
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to see what we can do with that. Hoping it'll be a real fun show, but
I'm sure it will be.
all right. So I think you probably heard the music starting up.
And in that case, good night.
We'll see you.